Welcome to another episode of Ship of War, my review of Lone Survivor. Lone Survivor is directed by Peter Berg. It stars Mark Wahlberg, Taylor Kitsch, Ben Foster, Emile Hirsch, and Eric Bana to round off the cast. Now this movie is actually based off of a book written by one of the soldiers named Marcus Luttrell. The premise of the book, of what actually really took place in real life, is that these 4 Navy SEALs were sent on a mission. Something happens that I'm not going to spoil that kind of jeopardizes that mission, and then they have to basically fight for their lives. Now, going into this movie was interesting because I've been avoiding this movie for a pretty long time for 2 reasons, Peter Berg and Taylor Kitsch. I honestly given up on any movie with Taylor Kitsch in it because every movie I've seen him has been just a big disappointment. I've ended up not liking. And also Peter Berg directed Battleship, and I really did not like that movie, and that also starred Taylor Kitsch. So I ended up really avoiding this movie for a long time until I kept hearing very positive things from people who I trusted, and I finally gave it a chance, and I have to say, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm pretty anti-war. I'm an anti-war person. I'm a progressive liberal, as you want to call it. So I don't like war. I feel like war is one of the worst human creations ever. I feel like war is most of the time very unnecessary in most cases, but that's my own personal opinion. You can disagree with me, that's fine. And so watching this movie, as any war movie, it's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to see people go into war, because once you go into war, you are guaranteed that you're either going to take somebody's life or your life is going to be taken. Watching this movie, you are rooting for these guys to come out perfectly fine, because you don't want to see these men die for something that in a lot of ways isn't worth really dying for. And there's a lot of particular scenes I felt like, God, I wish this wasn't really happening, and it wasn't happening the way it was. Events in this movie that are really frustrating when it comes to like equipment they had that either wasn't working or something like that. Choppers who couldn't be in a certain location for certain reasons. There's a lot of things that really frustrated you while watching this film, and you thinking as a taxpayer like, wow, that's where my tax money goes, that's great. But even though how frustrated I was with the film, this movie also showed the greatness of humanity, and that's what really made me enjoy this movie. There's just this certain sequence in this movie towards the end of the film that you just smile at, because you're like, regardless of the situation of war, there's always good people. There's always people out there who are willing to do good things for other people, even though those people may not be their fellow countrymen or may not follow their same beliefs. They are still willing to lend a helping hand and help somebody when they're in need. And you saw this in this movie. You saw the beauty of humanity. You saw the ugly of humanity, and then you also saw the beauty of the humanity. And that's what I really enjoyed about this movie. And after watching it, I had a smile on my face. I'm like, yes, I was frustrated while watching this movie because I'm anti-war, and yes, I was frustrated what took place in this movie and what happened to these men, but at the same token, I really appreciate it for showing humans how they should act to one another, and they did a perfect job doing this. And the fact that this is based on true events and what took place actually happened when it comes to this human interaction is just beautiful. It's just something so beautiful about that, and something so beautiful about this movie, the way it was portrayed on film. Definitely recommend this movie to anybody who appreciates seeing a film based on actual true events when it comes to war. Anybody who appreciates a good movie, a good war movie, check this film out. So that's my review of The Lone Survivor. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit stars Chris Pine, Keira Knightley, Kevin Costner, and Kenneth Branagh, who is also the director of the film. Now, the premise of the story is about this character named Jack Ryan, played by Chris Pine, who is recruited by the CIA to just basically analyze numbers. They come in through different banks. If he finds anything that's fishy, he has to report it to the CIA. And he does that. He ends up discovering something that's going on in Russia, and he reports back to Kevin Costner's character.